Willow Creek Springs presents Healthy Living with your host, Joe Grumbine.
Well, hello, and welcome back to the Healthy Living Podcast. I'm your host, Joe Grumbine, and today we've got a very special guest. His name's William Person, and he's a former 9-year Team USA bobsled athlete whose career left him battling the devastating effects of CTE. At his lowest point, he could barely get up off the floor, lost in confusion, depression, and deteriorating brain. Hope came when he discovered hyperbaric oxygen therapy, which restored clarity in his thinking, color in his vision, and purpose in his life. Today, William's on a mission to raise awareness of brain damage in sports, the importance of protecting and healing the brain, and he's on a mission to open a nonprofit CTE recovery center to help athletes and veterans heal at no cost to them. Wow, what a story. William, welcome to the show.
Oh man, thank you for having me. I appreciate it. Yeah.
I've run into a lot of different guests, and a few athletes have been here and sharing their stories. And usually it's, somehow involving an injury and how they've come around it. I've got a little experience with hyperbaric oxygen battling cancer, so I know the value that
Absolutely.
it can bring to healing anything. Oxygen is it's a friend to all healthy cells and a foe to all sick cells. So it's a good thing. So welcome to the show, and why don't you tell us a little bit about your journey here?
Well, actually, before we start, what type of cancer can you mind sharing?
Oh no, not at all. I do many episodes on this. So about a year ago, I was diagnosed with squamous cell carcinoma. I had a giant tumor sticking out of my neck, and I had a doctor tell me that, oh, well, you're so healthy that it's probably not cancer, which of course I wanted to hear. And so, I believe in, your body can heal itself, and I'm all holistic. And so I just said, all right, I'll keep going. And that was the fool's errand because the cancer was growing away. And I learned a lot. My diet has been an instrumental part. I do a lot of work with plant medicine and prayer and meditation, and I've created an amazing community of people that have brought all the right pieces to solve my problem. And what I learned is cancer is so very unique to people that it's as unique as you and I are as humans.
Yeah.
And so all these people that come up with this, oh, everything, this will cure everybody's cancer, maybe there's some truth to it, maybe not. But the truth is, everybody's got to find their own answer to their problem because, as you know, with brain injuries, I had a brain injury when I was 18 and I lost my taste to sense and smell for 10 years. And it came back. Neuroplasticity is a wonderful thing. And my brain healed itself.
Yeah.
But meanwhile, not everybody's so fortunate, and there's lots of tools that can help everybody. And some tools are really good for most people, but my
Yeah.
message has always been each of us has to find their way. And so I'm here to help, and so are you.
Yeah. Yeah. So did your taste and smell come, excuse me, did it come back after hyperbaric oxygen or before that?
No, the hyperbaric oxygen was part of the therapies that I do. So I'm working with a doctor that integrates Western standard of care along with holistic
Okay.
solutions. So when you deal with chemotherapy or radiation or most of the cancer therapies, they're all oxidative stress. And so what happens is the cancer cells don't like oxygen. They like
Yeah.
an anaerobic environment. And so when you flood your body with oxygen, by whatever means, it rejuvenates the healthy cells, feeds the mitochondria, does all the good thing for
Yeah.
providing good energy, and it attacks the cancer cells with the
Yeah.
oxidative stress. So, in addition, I only really did the hyperbaric a couple of times due to cost. I don't have one, and it was just too costly for me to use. But I make ozonated glycerin, and I consume that. I do food grade peroxide. I inhale that with a nebulizer.
Oh,
I do sauna, sweat lodge therapy. I mean, I do a lot
oh,
of.
I love sweat lodge therapy. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's funny you said that. Like you actually just told my whole story inside your story. Yeah.
Well, it's a great story, and to hear it as applied to different applications is powerful. And our listeners are looking for not only answers of things that they've heard about. It's always great to hear the one guy tell a story, right? But
Yeah.
when another guy comes in and tells the same story with a different application, and you and I never met before today. So
Right.
the fact that we're bringing our story from a different background, a different approach, a different target, and still finding these results, I think
Yeah.
that's the kind of thing that really brings some power to the conversation.
Yeah. I found a hyperbaric oxygen by accident.
Nice.
Yeah. Joe Namath, he put some videos out, and
Okay.
in his videos, he said it reversed his CTE symptoms.
Yeah.
And I was so shocked. I'm like, you mean all these doctors who told me, who were ignoring me,
Yep.
nothing's wrong with me.
Right.
Like, and so first of all, I didn't think it was going to work.
Right.
Everything else I've tried and researched, that was
Right,
no
right.
relief. I didn't think it was going to work. So, but when I tried it, I was in that stupid chamber for 1 stinking hour.
Wow.
And when I got out, so my glasses were slightly tinted because I'm really sensitive to lights, sounds, and smells now.
Yeah, yeah.
So when I came out of that chamber, I put my glasses on a few times, and I took them off and then put them back on. And the salesman asked me, he said, "What's wrong?" I said, "I don't know. I don't think I've been seeing colors lately, but now everything's so bright. I didn't know I wasn't seeing colors." I said,
Right.
"I don't think I need my glasses." And he
Wow.
said, "Oh, you're one of those."
Aha.
And I was like, "Oh, he's gonna try to sell me. Here
That
we go."
before, yeah.
But no, he was right. Some people get that immediate relief, and
Yeah.
some people need like 60 sessions and within like 30 days.
Right, right, right.
And so, but no, man, it cleared me.
Wow.
But I'll be honest, when I got home that night, everything was still good. When I laid down, I fell asleep on the couch at about 7 o'clock at night. It was about 7.
Okay.
And I woke up at 9 o'clock with a migraine.
Oh.
It was I started thinking, oh my God, I did damage.
Right,
This
right,
thing
right.
helped
What
me,
have I
it hurt
done?
me.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, before I say the next part, is your podcast PG-13 or?
No, you're good. It's a podcast. We can go. I mean, I try not to get crazy, but we'll throw an F-bomb out once in a while if we have to.
No, just the symptoms. Like, for example, when I woke up with that migraine, I had the unthinkable. I had an erection with it.
Okay, fair
And
enough.
those are two things that don't go together. Like,
Yeah. I would
Yeah.
not ever put those two things together.
yeah, nobody says, let's go make love. I got a migraine.
Oh, yeah.
You're like, usually you're hiding in the dark somewhere. Like, you don't want nobody
Right.
around you touching you. Or you don't want to smell anybody. It's just like,
Yeah, exactly.
So in that moment when it happened, I was thinking like, man, I did damage. But I said, wait a
Right.
minute, these two things are working at the same time.
Right.
Then maybe something good is happening.
Yeah. You got to
Oh.
figure when that's working right, that means your body has got energy to put to that.
Yeah.
And that means things are good, generally. Now, but migraine, on the other hand, can be an indicator of all sorts of things. It can be a hormone imbalance.
Oh, I had them things since my first crash.
Yeah.
Those migraines have been with me since my first World Cup crash.
Wow.
And they just never know when they're going to show up though. Like they
Right.
know. They're just like peekaboo. And when they get you, it's
Wow.
you go sit down and just, try to hide. But on this particular day when that kicked in, I woke up, I think it was about midnight or so. I went and climbed into bed. I woke up in the morning, that concussion, that migraine was subsiding. It was subsiding, going down,
Okay.
but the erection was still there.
Oh, right.
Yeah, that was like
Wow.
11 hours, man. I was like, whoa,
Wow.
what's this?
That's crazy.
And my cloudiness was gone for 6 days after that.
Wow.
Yeah, and I said, okay, was this just maybe I just wanted this to work? Because there's nothing else. Like, this is
But you
it.
doubted it to begin with, so it's not like a placebo effect where you're like, yeah, I know this is going to happen. You were like, I don't know if it's going to happen or not.
Yeah, so they allowed me to come back the following week. And
Wow.
I went toward the end of the week. it was starting to wear off. I could start feeling that little sensations I had. And then this time I came out of that 1 hour chamber.
Yeah.
It was clear for 9 days. Like
Wow.
the cloudiness was gone. Man, it was just like I was just looking at this world. Like it felt like everything was so vivid.
Wow.
And for the first time in years, I realized I hadn't seen the beauty in anything in a long time.
You know what's wild is I know people that have overcome addictions, and opiate addictions will do a similar thing where over time, like you don't realize it, but you're not seeing colors anymore.
Yeah,
And it doesn't happen immediately. It just sort of another layer, a little faded, a
yeah,
little faded. And then when they get off of it, all of a sudden, like similar to like what you're saying, it's like, whoa, everything's all vibrant again. I
yeah.
didn't realize I didn't see this.
Yeah, and like for me like my first bobsled crash was in 2002.
Okay.
It was about a month. We were racing World Cup in Switzerland right before the 2002 Salt Lake City Games, Olympic
Okay.
Games. Now, like I had a really bad crash. Like I had vertigo for like a week. Uh,
Oh, vertigo is brutal.
oh my, I still get it. It shows up with the migraines. You never know which one's going to show up.
Yeah.
But right now, it's soon as, if I use that chamber enough, like it's rare now. It's not all the time, but
Okay.
it's like before I had just every day was miserable.
But you're talking about like when what you're talking about like now, even any reduction in symptoms is unheard of with these
Yeah,
kind of injuries, football
yeah,
injuries, all these, any sports injuries where your head gets repeatedly racked, there's nothing. They don't have anything they can do for it. And
no,
and they'll tell you that, and so for you even finding, some temporary relief would be miraculous, but you're talking about maintaining this.
Hi, this is Joe Grumbine, and I wanted to share an update. The platform that hosts this podcast has made some changes to the subscriber settings, and we have a number of subscriber-only episodes that we offer to the supporters, and for a minimum of $3 a month, we can get you signed up. And if you're already signed up and you're having some kind of trouble locating these episodes in the other platforms, I would say maybe the best answer is to unsubscribe and then resubscribe. I'm sorry for the hassle. I don't have any way to make a change, but I'm very grateful for all the support. Thank you.
Well, I was a little jealous, I'll be honest, because Joe Namath had reversed his symptoms. He didn't have
Right?
any more left.
Yeah.
I started doing research, and a lot of people saying that.
Yeah.
And so for me, one time I got to the point.
The doctors don't say it.
No, because you know what? That's part of the problem. Because put it this way, I raced for 9 years.
Okay.
So think about between 1 and 6 trips down that track every day. It's like 4 or 5 days a week.
Uh-huh.
Sometimes it was 2, but sometimes it was 6. You just never,
Right.
And I did that 4 or 5 months of the year for 9 years.
Okay.
So that's literally hundreds. So every time we went down that track, now that I understand what the sport is,
You're getting rattled around like crazy.
yeah, you're getting the micro-concussions on.
Right.
If you don't crash, you're getting the micro-concussions.
It's like riding a dirt bike all the time over whoop-de-doos, just getting beat to hell.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So that damage was being done, and I'm probably the best case scenario. I feel like if I had hundreds and hundreds of those micro-concussions, and I had 7 bobsled, like just crashes, like,
Yeah.
roll it. And if I can come back, man, everybody
Yeah.
has a good shot at that.
I couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. So you ended up purchasing a hyperbaric chamber?
Yeah, I did. I have one in the
That's
back
awesome.
room. Yeah,
No, that's awesome. I was close about several years ago. I was doing pretty well, and I was looking at setting up I have a garden therapy center here. We have a nonprofit called Gardens of Hope,
Oh,
and I've got a 2.5 acre botanical garden, and we do what we call therapeutic horticulture. So people come out here and whatever the modality of healing is, they come and do it in the nature. And my
Yeah.
goal was to, in addition to the sauna, the sweat lodge, and all the other things we're doing, um, have a hyperbaric chamber. And I got this close to buying one time, and then things went sideways on me, and I never did it. But
We're gonna have to fix that. We're gonna have to fix that.
yeah. It's still in my target. Once I get to the other side of this, which I'm close to, I'm going to get back to rebuilding that whole healing center again.
Well, for me, like when I bought, like I was so afraid of the technology that I made sure I bought from a place that had a storefront
Okay.
because I was so afraid. Like you do the homework on it. Like first of all, do the homework on CTE. It's brutal. Like those
Yeah.
guys are murdering people or killing themselves. Like it's,
Right.
and they all say the same thing. They were such nice, sweet, gentle beings
Right.
until they weren't.
Yeah.
Or they weren't acting they weren't acting the same. They were acting out of character, is what they say.
Exactly.
A lot.
There's story after story.
Yeah,
It's not just from sports injuries. It's from any traumatic head injury.
absolutely. And that's what I found on my journey. Like there was, like I met a young lady. Well, she was probably in her 40s, and she was about to go to the doctor. She was telling me about all these symptoms she had. I was like, wow. I said, were you an athlete? Because you line up with what my teammates and myself what we're going through. She's
Yeah.
like, no sports. I said, and I asked her, I said, well, this is a little personal, but did you, I know you're divorced. Like, did your husband ever hit you? She's like, no. And then she's like, I never hit my head. And then eventually she said, one time I went snowboarding, I fell backwards with my son and my arms locked up like this.
Yep.
Aha. The reason why your doctors can't figure out what this is probably from post-concussion. You didn't get it treated because back then they didn't treat any of us.
Right.
You know, my first World Cup crash was brutal. Like my buddy was knocked unconscious.
Wow.
He was my roommate, and so we went back. They sent us back to the hotel. I had vertigo, and he's unconscious.
Right.
They told us to go back and make sure you watch each other so you don't go to sleep. Now, which
Wow.
one was supposed to watch who? You know.
Right. Exactly.
I couldn't sit up without the room spinning.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I tell people on that day, it's another funny story. You know who Prince Albert of Monaco is?
Sure.
Okay, he's the drive bobsleds from Monaco.
Okay.
So right after my crash, he was standing there. He was with the older tennis player, was Anna Kournikova.
Okay.
And race car driver Michael Schumacher was there.
All right.
So I crashed. I'm sitting with the paramedics. Only time I've ever had paramedics help me.
Okay.
And Prince Albert walks by and he winks at me, right? So I'm cloudy. I'm not thinking straight. And I live in LA. So I have a ton of gay friends. I even have a gay cousin. Actually just passed a few weeks ago, but I'm always around gay people. It's not a big deal.
Yeah.
But so when he winked at me, I'm not thinking clearly. So I'm thinking, oh my God, Prince Albert's in love with me. And I was like, I stopped isolating with him. I said, I better not isolate with him anymore. I don't want to lead him on or anything like that.
Right.
But and it took me it's only been about a year that I realized, thinking back, like that guy wasn't in love with me. I just crashed.
Right.
I'm his friend. He just winked at me because in Europe they wink. They don't,
Right. Yeah, it's a whole different thing. Yeah.
But when that brain is not thinking straight, it's like, yeah.
That's wild. But what an experience. That's completely
Yeah.
You got a wealth of experience there. That's unbelievable. So now you've got this hyperbaric chamber. I mean, you went hang on one second.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sorry about that. Anyway,
No worries.
You've got all these experiences of injury and symptoms and you're starting to understand, this is the thing. When did it go from you're going through these traumas and experiencing these symptoms to, whoa, I've got a thing, like I got to deal with this?
Well, I would say around 2012, I started 2012, maybe a little bit before 2012, I started seeing doctors.
Okay.
But I thought it was diabetes because I had
Oh,
this thing where I couldn't get out of bed in the morning.
wow.
I never drank coffee before, and I never drank Coca-Cola. I didn't drink soda.
Okay.
So I began to live off of that. So
Oh, really?
every night before bed, I would put it on my nightstand. If I didn't have it there in the morning, I'm not getting out of that bed until probably 3 o'clock the next day.
Wow. Now, as an athlete, you probably had a pretty good diet and
Yeah,
were living healthy as anything before that.
yeah, and that's what it didn't make sense to me. There would be
Yeah.
diabetes, but
Right.
I've seen people with low blood sugar before, and
Okay.
it looked just like it.
All
And
right.
that's the one thing about the head injury. What I've learned, like a lot of times, there's so many misdiagnoses I've been watching.
Yeah.
And what it really is the head injuries that they never treated. It's the only injury you can ever have where they say, don't do anything, you know?
Well, your body can generate any symptom. Your brain is the control center, so it's telling everything what to do. And
Yeah,
so it can stimulate any kind of reaction that it sees fit. I don't know why it would do it, but when things are misfiring,
yeah,
it's an obvious thing that could happen. You can get hives, you can get go hypoglycemic. You could get a stroke. I mean,
yeah,
brain can boom. I mean, it's the control center.
yeah. But I guess the biggest thing that catalyst that really kicked this off for me when I started to understand more, one of my teammates, when I left Team USA, I moved back to Los Angeles. Before that, I was doing like football movies like Jerry Maguire, Any Given Sunday kind of stuff.
Okay.
I was a fast guy, so they put this uniform on me, and I make Cuba look like he's a real football player, stuff like that. But it was just me running real fast. That's what it was.
Okay.
And American people bought it, and he got an Oscar behind it.
Nice.
So, but yeah,
Wow.
that's what I was doing. And but like, oh my gosh, I just glitched. Like I had that thing where I'm talking, and then I forgot what your question was, and
Yeah.
yeah, I'm sorry. Do you remember what your question was?
No, I was just saying, when did you go from I've got all these symptoms to I've got a
Oh, I remember. I
problem?
remember.
Yeah.
Same stuff every day,
It's
man.
all
This is
right.
what
My
I
chemo
got.
brain does the same thing to me.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
between the two of us, we'll keep this thing rolling.
Yeah, and so so I was doing Hollywood before I was with Team USA. So when
Right.
I finished, I moved to LA. I wanted to become a writer, write more. So I was
Okay.
doing that, and one of my teammates called me. He wanted to be a writer, so he would give me these ideas, and I would tell him how to tweak it and make a good movie out of it, right?
Uh-huh.
And I'm just now connecting these dots recently. So what I thought was creative writing wasn't. His mind was slipping.
Oh,
So the very last time he called me, he was speaking some gibberish or some weird language. I don't know what he was speaking.
wow.
And I couldn't understand him. And like eventually he got so frustrated, he hung up the phone.
Wow.
Now, my background is when I joined Team USA, I had just written the first ever independent living transitional housing program for youth.
Okay.
So it was new. And so the state opened me as a pilot program. I was a pilot. And so mental health was my background. My first job after college, my first job was I worked at this place, San Joaquin County Mental Health. It's the first mental health facility west of the Mississippi River. So
Okay.
everybody flocked there for the mental health issues. So I saw it from depression to schizophrenic, bipolar. We had the criminally insane come through for evaluation sometime. And even those people who were still floating around who had been lobotomized were still.
Wow.
So I saw it all. So mental health is my background.
Okay.
So when he called me speaking that gibberish, I knew he needed help. And I was
Right. Yeah. Something's wrong. Yeah.
yeah, I got to help him. I got to help him. I got to help him. Every day I said that to myself. And then eventually I get a phone call and probably went to his family's factory and he hung himself.
Oh, no.
Yeah, man, I felt so responsible and guilty and, and like I felt like I didn't do anything that I should have done. But when his autopsy came out, like he was in stage 4 of CTE.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and when I was told he had the worst brain that anybody's ever seen, worse, so no football player brain could compare, is what I was told.
Wow.
And so I finally kind of started to forgive myself because I knew nothing I could have done that would have helped him.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the big thing was during that time when I was calling myself helping him, I needed help.
Right.
My bed was literally in my living room on the floor,
Wow.
mattress, and I was I put it there because it was the middle distance between the bathroom and the kitchen.
Okay.
That's how I had to live for a while. And
Wow.
I don't know what I did all day. Like the TV wasn't on, radio wasn't on. I don't know what I did in the house all day. Like there's some black spots in there somewhere.
Yeah, yeah, I bet.
Yeah.
Wow.
And so when his autopsy came out, I kind of started connecting them dots. There's a few other things that happened.
Okay.
And I was able to like, oh my God, now this thing has a name. And as I started checking it with my other teammates, it's all the same crap, man.
Yeah, yeah. It's probably prevalent in, you know, it's so funny when at first when I saw your bio and I see bobsledding, like I'd never equated bobsledding with
Yeah.
injury. Like, you watch it on TV and they're going down this thing. It looks pretty cool. But I've never done it.
Yeah.
And, it's just like skiing or snowboarding. You're bouncing and slapping around all the time. And, but in the bobsled, it's even more because you're inside of a vehicle that's just racking back and forth. And
Yeah.
it's crazy. Or you're laying on a sled, I guess. It's not really a vehicle. It's more of a
Fiberglass and metal.
of a traje of a I don't know, a projectile.
Yeah. And that happens sometimes, believe it or not.
Yeah, I bet.
Right off the track. Yeah.
Wow, wow, that's
Yeah.
wild, wild. So I know I'm getting a little light on time, but I can stretch this a little longer. This is a great conversation. I don't want to nip it, but I also want to get to a place where you've gotten your diagnosis. You now realize that you've got a problem that needs to be solved. So let's take us from this point. Now you're in this place. You got your bed between the bathroom and the kitchen. You're realizing that more and more people have this problem. You realize you've got this problem. What's that next move?
Honestly, I was praying for death.
Wow.
Because I was a counselor, I saw the devastation that did to other families. And I couldn't take my own life. So I was bargaining with God every night. Please, not today.
Wow.
No, please, not another day. And
Wow.
yeah, I did that until I couldn't anymore. He wasn't listening.
Yeah, he wouldn't want
He wasn't listening to me, man. Like,
that's
yeah,
not
and
yeah.
what happened with the biggest kick was my girlfriend. We had a place in LA,
Okay.
and I had just bought a place in the Midwest in St. Louis, a lake house, a little small lake house,
Uh-huh.
and I bought that place because I was getting lost in my own neighborhood in California, and I was afraid for myself. I knew it was a matter of time before the switch goes all the way off.
Right.
Right? And I hadn't found hyperbaric oxygen yet at the time. And so my girlfriend, they have a loving family. Like she's on the phone with her mom, and they're from New York, and they talk loud.
Oh, yeah.
And that noise was killing me. It was killing me.
Oh,
So I told her we might have to break up. I'm
no.
going back to the lake house. I need a little peace, but we need to think about what we're doing. So I was there. I found an article came out called Sledhead, written by the New York Times. Matthew Furterman, he wrote that article, and it diagnosed all my teammates with what all they went through, all the symptoms. But I literally read that article, and I got on my knees, and I thank God all the symptoms missed me.
Wow.
Sent that article to my girlfriend. She circled some stuff.
Yeah.
And the first thing I saw was noise sensitivity.
All right, right.
And I went, oh, it was the very reason I was over there in the first place.
Right.
And I went down that list and I said, oh my God, I checked everything except Parkinson's.
Wow.
Then this thing really had a name. And then that's when I started trying to, I filed a class action to get medical and to get everybody some help. But also the number one reason is they want to keep doing business as usual. But I'm like,
Right.
you have to want a new generation.
Yeah.
And that's the one thing I've told the judge is non-negotiable.
Yeah.
I'll fold on anything else. We can, but I'm not folding on that one.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's huge. I mean, so many times we're driven by information we receive, but people aren't critical of that information and they're not really vetting the sources. And when the source of information is somebody that wants you to do the thing, well, they're likely to highlight the good stuff and ignore some of the bad. And it's important, part of me is like, well, buyer beware, but at the same point, you got children, you've got youngsters going
Yeah,
into high school, college that are, you know, building a dream based on something that they believe is true, and they don't
yeah,
have any idea about the inherent danger of it. And maybe there are some answers to, as far as preventative goes, with, you know, safety equipment or better built tracks or sleds, or I don't know. I mean, I don't
yeah.
know the answer, but
It'd have to change the whole sport. Take the turns out. It's those turns.
right.
Because like there's another part of that puzzle. Like there's only one other source of getting the same G forces that we pull. It's the fighter pilots who do the F-15,
Right.
which doing this and they're doing the bank turns.
Yeah, but they're not doing it as often as you guys are.
Yeah, and supposedly we pulling only 5 Gs and they're pulling like 9 or 15 or somewhere in there.
Yeah.
So one time they came out, we took them on a VIP ride.
Okay.
I did 6 rides that day. I took them down once, and when they got to the end, they were rattled. It didn't
Wow.
make sense to me.
Yeah.
However, an article just came out by the once again New York Times last December. They have the exact same symptoms and issues as the bobsledders.
Wow.
So, but if you look for that article right now, all the links, none of them work anymore. They scrubbed it.
Really?
However, if you ever want to see it, I got a link that works directly.
Yeah, yeah. Oh,
Who wrote
no,
it.
I'm interested in this.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so they have the same symptoms. And matter of fact, they did an episode of us on HBO Real Sports
Nice.
when we first filed the case. But if you go look for that episode, it's also been scrubbed. You can
Oh,
find every episode archived, but you won't find that one. So
wow.
they're doing a really good job of really trying to. I don't know who it is. I don't want to slander anybody.
Yeah, yeah.
But they're doing a good job of trying to sweep this under the carpet. But it's not just the Americans; it's the Canadians, or
Sure.
some of the Jamaicans that's going on in Europe. Matter of fact, it was an Australian guy just died from an aneurysm. So every time I get a migraine, like that's the one thing is on my heart. I hope it's not an aneurysm because they're so extreme, you know.
Oh, yeah.
And yeah.
So what happened with the lawsuit?
Well, I have receipts for everything that I tell you.
Okay.
My lawyers have teamed up with the lawyers from the Olympic team.
Oh, no.
There is an offer on the table. I've been fighting this since January. I'm the lead plaintiff, so I'm supposedly the only person who can accept or reject the offer, right?
Okay.
So they presented the offer. They will only evaluate athletes only. No treatment, no money to find your own treatment.
Wow.
That's what's on the table. My lawyers thought it was a good idea to send it through to the judge against my approval. I showed up, and I've been representing the class myself personally. So now
Wow.
it was literally the last 3 court hearings is me versus this high-powered law firm and my lawyers.
Wow.
And so that's what I'm up against right now. And
Wow.
yeah, and I matter of fact, they're trying to make me think that I'm crazy. They said that this case was always only about medical monitoring.
Wow.
So the last court hearing, I produced the email they sent me. It said
Nice.
medical monitoring and care for life.
Right,
There's
right.
no care at all in this thing that they're presenting.
Yeah.
So far, everything I asked for in the last 3 court hearings, I prevailed so far. They haven't been able to close this case on us.
Okay.
But the truth is, I need lawyers to take over. And
All right.
we had Robert
Yeah.
Shapiro. I got another one for you before we go.
Yeah,
Robert
yeah.
Shapiro, I spoke to him, right?
No way.
Dream team lawyer.
Wow.
And so I shared information with him. He said, I will do an investigation. I'll see if I can help you. We made a few phone calls to me, we emailed back and forth. He sends me an email. He says, Will, I fired your lead lawyer. I kept the co-counsel because I know them. And we're going to get you guys the help you need. And I'm thinking, yes, finally. 24 hours later, he sends me another email. Will, can't help you
What?
unless the judge sides with you and does not accept this offer. But he was moonwalking so quick, somebody got to him. I don't know who
Wow.
or
Man,
how.
you got some heavy-handed somebody in the background there, man. That's
Yeah.
hardcore. Wow.
Yeah. I've been warned. Trust me. My life has played out like the movie Concussion has happened. But they
Wow.
messed up. I was dying when I filed this case, so I didn't care. Like,
Right.
what are you going to do to me? Kill me quicker? Thank
You
you.
know, we got a lot in common. I fought a battle with the government. I don't have time to get into it either, but it was over medical cannabis and you know, me providing medicine for people. And I stood my ground just like you, and I prevailed in the end. But you know, it was a different thing because they were going after me instead of me going after them. But
Yeah.
you know, you when you feel righteous about something and you know you can make a difference, you do what you got to do. I wish I had a lawyer I could hand you. I'd send it
Yeah.
out, but I'll put it in my mind, that's for sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
let's sort of fast forward to you've discovered this hyperbaric oxygen
Yeah.
is a miracle, and now you've decided you want to set up a nonprofit. You want to make this available. Obviously, if you prevail in this court case, that's going to open up all kinds of resources. But until that time, you're still moving forward.
Well, the thing with the lawsuit, I never asked for money for myself, so I
Right.
won't get anything more than anyone else will get. Like that's,
Right.
So like when I first filed the case, I told my lawyer the same thing. I said, take care of my guys and warn the new generation. Because I really thought I'd be dead in the next, I thought I had less than a year left. I didn't think I'd be here at the end of this case.
Wow.
So any money that comes, I'll get the same everybody else. There might be a lead plaintiff fee or something like that. But I didn't request anything for myself because I was dying, man.
Right. You're just trying to make a difference.
Yeah. And so when it's kind of like you get to that point where like the threats and stuff was coming, like the people were telling me there's these people watching you. They don't want this information coming out.
Wow.
Getting information, I got the emails that showed me, like, he said this in quotations, like, this is not safe material in quotations.
Wow.
And but I accept the challenge. I'm like,
Yeah.
I was like, they can take me out. Like, guess what? I'm ready to go anyway. Like, I can't keep living like this. But once that chamber showed up, it was night and day.
Wow.
Yeah, night and day.
Wow. That this is layers. We should probably have a second conversation and go deeper into some of this stuff. I don't feel like we're going to be able to get through everything I want to get through in one episode. And you know how people just don't have a attention span for a
absolutely
2-hour show. But
absolutely,
I definitely want to sort of fast forward to your nonprofit and the work
Yes.
that you're wanting to do. And I most definitely want to have you come back on and do a second session here because we're really, I had no idea there was so many layers to this, and I'm riveted. I want to hear more, and I want to help. So that's the
I
other.
appreciate it. Yeah, absolutely. With the nonprofit, I just want to offer to people the same thing that I received for free. I know the loophole. Like, for example, once I did it, it was free. Now I needed this chamber, and I couldn't afford it. As you hit it on earlier in your life, you said they were too expensive.
Yeah.
And so I don't want to charge for this service because people won't be able to afford it. It's too expensive.
Right.
So I just want to offer it for free. So with my crowdfunding, it's set up only to get the equipment. I'm gonna relocate back to the Midwest.
Okay.
But over there, for what I can buy a building for.
Right.
That'll be just like 10 months of rent in LA. So
I get it. I get it 100%.
this is something I want to be around one of my days. When I leave this earth, I want it to still be up and running. So
nice.
Yeah.
Well, I love it. And I've been running a nonprofit. Well, I ran one for about 15 years and I've got about 3 years into this other one, and I'm learning about fundraising and grants and all sorts of different partnerships and things. So
yeah,
there are a lot of tools that are at your fingertips, but it's just like everything else. There's a whole layers of playbook to learn and get it figured out. But you've got exposure, you've got a background that gets people's attention more than mine. And I'll bet you'll be able to partner up with a company or some different groups that'll help make this thing happen quicker.
As long as I can offer it for free, that's the number one. Yeah, it has to be free. Yeah, I put out I know you got to go, but I put out a video. There was a mass shooting in New York. We got like the CTE note. I put out a video that day, and I said, guys, this is the population. This is dangerous. We know about them, but there's another population that we have to help us, which is our soldiers. They come back with the same condition, and they're now the best killers in the world. And if we don't address that, I said that on the courthouse steps after I made the video.
Yeah.
And the next week was the military mass shooting in Minnesota, I believe. No, Idaho. Then there was another one.
There's been a number of them. Yeah.
Yeah. In my video, I said there's going to be a wave of them coming.
Right.
It started the following week. Like, yeah. I promise, guys, I had nothing to do with it. Yeah.
My nonprofit, I offer all my services for free to veterans. And it's the same sort of idea.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
these guys have put themselves in a place that's got them all messed up and nobody really seems to help.
yeah,
So it's like, well, you can come out to the garden and just hang out for a while, or you can, receive anything that we offer free of charge.
yeah.
And that's just one of the things
Now, I love that. And that's the same thing I want to do, man. We align very close.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah,
Well, listen, William, I most definitely want to schedule another session because there's so many more questions I have.
yeah.
But if you could wrap up your thoughts today into one message for the listeners, what would that be?
Guys, check my story. I was in dementia. Everybody got a parent or grandparent who's going to go through that. It brought me back 2 years ago. Look me up. I got a TikTok channel, One Man with a Chamber. There's days when if I go 30 days without treatment, I go backwards. I can barely talk. I can't remember anything. I'm struggling, and it brought me out of it. So this thing is going to help a lot of people. It's not just head injuries, but also there's so many untreated head injuries, what I want to say. And so this place is so important, guys. Please just make a donation and share the cause.
Aside from your TikTok channel, any other links you want to share? And
Well,
I
that's the
can
one
put all
I
this in the
really.
show notes too, so we can put the links up for you.
Well, the TikTok one is my most important one because like I teach people how to live with this, and really, even with because I was a counselor, I was able to kind of put things in place as I was going. Like a person who has CTE is not going to benefit from what I say. It's going to be the loved ones around them, just like I told you.
Right,
I was diagnosed by a piece of paper, and I said, no, thank you. It didn't apply to me. We
right,
can't see it on ourselves. Only your loved ones are going to see it on you.
right.
The loved ones, that's who's important in this mission. It's the people around them.
I love it.
And we can't survive without them. Like I wouldn't have made it, you know.
Well, William, like I said, we got so much more to talk about. I'm looking forward to scheduling another episode with you. I want to really thank you for coming aboard and sharing your story. I know that you're going to be reaching a lot of people, and frankly, I want to help. So, let's call this the beginning of something that's gonna make a difference.
But I appreciate that. Appreciate that. I'll
This has
come
been
back anytime. Let me know when.
I love it.
Yeah.
This has been another episode of the Healthy Living Podcast. I'm your host, Joe Grumbine. I want to thank all of our listeners and supporters that make the show possible, and we will see you next time. This has been another episode of the Healthy Living Podcast. We produce this show so that people can share their stories, people that have overcome obstacles, people that are undergoing obstacles. We're building a community of health-minded individuals. If you're interested in supporting the show, please leave a review on the platform you're listening to it on. If you're interested in becoming a guest, please send an email to itsjoegrumbine@gmail.com, or you can send a note into the notes section of the podcast. All right. Well, thank you for supporting this show, and we hope you've enjoyed it.